Check this out. A very long time ago, God gave Satan the keys to the earth, the keys to our reality. Some may even refer to Earth as a prison planet. As this intergalactic chess match continues, each and every one of us play our parts, whether we know it or not. For the devil to pull off such a stunt as creating a one-world government, forcing the people of the earth to worship him, he was going to need some help. So throughout the centuries, these secret societies have carried his secrets. So for many, many years behind the scenes, you have multiple secret societies working together, all to create this one world government, this one world religion, this one world kingdom. These different groups have carried the mysteries and the secrets of the ages for years and years and years, ever since the beginning. They're well schooled in rituals, spells, magic. They take blood oaths to keep the secrets of the lodge and to keep the secrets in general hidden away from the rest of us. And they take these oaths very seriously. On the highest levels, these are witches and warlocks. These are spells, this is magic and rituals. Because you see, we're living in a time right now where religion is being exposed. There's a breaking point that's happening right now. And all of these wolves who've been hiding behind religion for so long, all of these wolves are being exposed on every level. Every level. But as you can see, all these societies work together. There's the Freemasons right there. And of course, the Pope is speaking to them directly. Just one example of how they really are all together, all working behind the scenes. Though they may go by different names and different organizations and whatnot, ultimately the goal is the same. It's very important to understand that most of these big churches are run by wolves in sheep's clothing. I know that's hard for a lot of people to grasp, but we're living in a time right now where all these old ways are falling away. They're being exposed for what they are. There's a difference between relationship and religion. Religion is on its way out. You see a lot of these big TV preachers, a lot of these prosperity pastors, they're doing their job too. They're doing their work. Part of what they're doing is causing a falling away. How could a reasonable person, a logical person, buy into some of this stuff? This is also where you get this rise of atheism. These people aren't concerned with taking people to God or leading people to the Lord. That's not what they're doing. They're causing a falling away. They're also going to be used in these end times to bring about this one world government, this one world religion, this one world order under the devil himself. Referee dies after being punched at soccer match. In April 2013, a 17-year-old player punched referee Ricardo Portillo after being called for a foul during a soccer game in Taylorsville, Utah, near Salt Lake City. Portillo, a father of 3, died after a week in a coma. The teen pleaded guilty to a homicide charge. In Brazil last year, a 20-year-old referee was killed, dismembered, and decapitated by spectators after he stabbed a player to death during an amateur soccer match. And a volunteer linesman was beaten to death following a 2012 youth amateur match outside Amsterdam. 6 teenage players and the father of one of the boys were convicted of manslaughter. It's part of a worrying trend, indeed. Is it just me, or have you noticed how much they're promoting soccer in America now? It's almost as if overnight, soccer became one of the most popular sports in the country. Seems to be the way they're promoting it in the mainstream media. Well, I think I know why they're doing this. The Illuminati pyramid power structure is a multi-leveled, complex system of control. Let's pick apart some of the pieces of this very complex puzzle. Everybody is always complaining about the borders in America, and a lot of people think they're going to do something about it. The fact remains, there's nothing that you can do about it at this point, and there's nothing the government will do about it at this point either. All of this actually started about 20 years ago with NAFTA, the North American Free Trade Agreement. You can thank Bill Clinton for this one. But all he was doing was his part. He was playing his role. He was a puppet president at that time, just as Obama is a puppet president now. So way back then, Bill Clinton signed into legislation what he needed to kind of set the process in place. They knew that 20 years later, however long it'd take, they would have another puppet president in place at that time that could actually bounce off of that legislation written years ago to continue on with the goal. And that goal, of course, is the New World Order, the collapse of America, the one world government, the one world leader, and the one world religion. Here in America, you always have people complaining that the right and the left are basically doing the same thing once these presidents get in place. Well, of course they are. They're all working for the same people. Check this out. Obama finally opened the borders because they were finally able to. They finally got to a point where they have that power, and now the doors swing wide open. Years from now, people are going to look back that around this time in our history in America, that everything changed almost overnight. Not that it's going to be overnight, but it's certainly going to feel that way. We're about to get an influx into this country of millions of illegal immigrants. Now, this is all part of devaluing the American dollar, collapsing our economy, and just destroying the American way in general. So, of course, within the same week or so that we get news that President Obama is essentially swinging the doors open at the borders, we get this. Mexican military chopper flies into U.S., fires at Border Patrol agents. Homeland Security is really arming up. They've been buying billions of rounds of ammunition, a lot of hollow point ammunition. Hollow point ammunition, by the way, is supposed to be illegal. Of course, they're buying lots of that. All kinds of rounds, all kinds of weapons, armored tanks, you name it. They're preparing, okay? And if you're not familiar with this yet, please do some research. They're even arming the U.S. Post Office. They're using these departments to buy up all the guns and all the ammunition. And at the same time, your local police are getting drones. And they're also beginning to look a lot like soldiers, aren't they? This is why recent news stories have come out showing that a lot of this military equipment that's been overseas in all these various wars and skirmishes we're all involved in, they come back. They actually use that as the testing ground. They tested drones there. They've tested out a lot of this equipment. When they bring all this stuff back home, who do you think's getting it? Well, it's your local police department now. They're getting your police department prepared also. They're going to be prepared for war. War against us. We're also seeing an increase in these hoax shootings, or these false flag shootings. If you've never researched some of these things, please do. Check these shootings out. They seem to be happening at least once every week now. So while we're all just lazily walking around wondering what we would do for a Klondike bar, the government is setting up a series of false flag or hoax shooting events and putting them out in the news as if they really happened. At the same time, they're telling us they did it. Look at the name there, Paul CIA in CIA. Really? Before America can completely be taken apart, Obama had to remove the generals that would stand in his way. Under President Obama, more generals have been fired or removed from position than under any other president in American history. Obama is purging the American military. And it's not just him. Once again, he's just a puppet, really. He's playing his part. But him and his people and the people that back him are removing all of the people at the highest ranks of American military that would oppose the New World Order. This isn't even a comprehensive list here. There's actually more. There's a lot of pieces to this puzzle. Add to that all of the mysterious banker deaths or suicides. There's more than 12 at this point, and they just keep counting them up. So what's going on? Well, once again, if this system is going to collapse, and if we really are going to join into a one world order, all of the institutions are going to be shaken up. Everything's going to have to change. Most things are going to have to be destroyed first and then rebuilt. And this is what you're seeing here. As the people behind the New World Order have removed all of the generals from America that would oppose them, at the same time, the same world system, this beast system, they're removing all the people from the highest levels of these banking systems that may oppose them or stand in their way. I just wanted to connect some dots for you and show you a few of the patterns I've seen myself. Either way, I think one thing we can all agree on is that we're living in very exciting times, and also very scary for some. Hey, thanks for watching.